Hey, look over there, everyone. It's that young upstart Netflix. I said Netflix. ITV, can you turn up NBC's hearing aid and maybe check his nappy? It smells like he's had an accident. There it goes, wandering along, thinking it's so cool. But it's not cool like all of us real channels. Just because we all live in this retirement home slowly going senile doesn't mean we can't make 1,000 identical mediocre comedies or rip off Game of Thrones. That pretentious wanker Netflix makes shit like gripping millennial dramas revolving around serious real-world issues, combining entertainment with a genuinely important message. What a cunt! Look, I've just stuck together a streetwise impoverished person with a well-kept business type. I reckon I can get 17 seasons out of this gold dust. Can someone check Channel 5's pulse? I think he was under the sink again looking for special fizzy milk. So Netflix recently released 2 school-based shows centering around serious issues such as 13 Reasons Why, dealing with depression and suicide, and I didn't exactly need a magic 8-ball to tell me the underlining theme of Dear White People. I figured I'd start with 13 Reasons Why, because I actually have some personal understanding with the subject matter. Yes, that's right, it turns out sitting alone writing comedy with a decent element of self-deprecation all while slowly growing to detest all bodies of work over 18 months old is not the action of a man who's 100% happy with himself. Yes, I'd never say I'm on the same level as any of these characters, but thanks to my cracker face, I have no real input on Dear White People. There will still be a review for it. I'm not going to let something silly like knowing things get in the way of swearing. So 13 Reasons Why is the story of a girl constructing a morbid scavenger hunt. While inappropriate, I consider that joke to be a gulp of water to help swallow the miserable pill of reality. A girl commits suicide and leaves behind 13 recordings explaining why she did this. Since this is set in an American high school, your safe money is on bullied by the meat-headed athletic teenagers who've been taught over the years that if they chuck a ball, that immediately turns a no into a yes. Christ, the amount of charm these shits throw around, it's a wonder that consensual breeding actually exists in America. Better get on that quickly, decent people, before this fuck outlaws it. Each episode follows her old friend Clay as he listens to each recording and discovers that he wasn't just wading around in a twat pool like he once thought, he's actually swimming in a cunt ocean. Since this show deals with suicide and depression, it's miserable going sometimes, obviously. That's like saying, since these trousers are made of used syringes, obviously they're a bit uncomfortable around the crotch. But I felt like the main point of the series was to let people know that maybe you shouldn't give people shit. You never know if your particular straw is going to break that camel's back, which is a good lesson. You'd think everyone with any brains would know that, but I work on the internet, a black hole that no human kindness escapes without being crushed. In fact, this show's decent enough that I almost didn't review it, because its heart seems to be mostly in the right place, and all I'll end up doing is stumbling in going, that bit wasn't 100% to my taste, because I am to art what manure is to a cheese sandwich. But overall, it is worth saying that it is a very good show. I mean, it's padded as hell. Each episode could be cut down and the whole series is baggy in the middle, but those problems crumble when you realise that Netflix has hired someone to go around to the house of every viewer and peel onions near them. That's the only explanation for why there was some moisture trying to tease its way out of my face. However, I would like to point out that the whole show tries to make the world a more caring place. The bucket of bloody diarrhoea that is the internet shone its brown light over this. A friend of mine, yes, they do exist, made a sensible point online that she felt uncomfortable with the glamorization of suicide. A good point, perfectly valid and more mature than anything I could have said. But thanks to the internet commandment number 1, thou shalt be a cunt, she was berated and insulted by fans of the show, presumably by the fans who watched the last episode of the series with quivering erections. Overall, this show is still great, and I believe it does more good than harm when you consider the issues it's bringing to the surface that tread into territories that we all could stand to be more aware of. But like everything in life, it was ruined by shitty people. So maybe watch this show and learn something useful, and if you are affected by any of the issues raised in the show, talk to someone helpful. Or just do what I did, and start a YouTube channel in which you try to pretend your own self-loathing is art.